with New Health. Their dedicated staff is here to listen to your concerns and collaborate with you to create a personalized healthcare plan that integrates with your lifestyle. Appointments can be scheduled at 509-935-6004. Prioritizing both your health and the well-being of your loved ones, New Health is committed to bringing healthcare into communities and communities into healthcare since 1978.
KCHW thanks New Health for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Fired Up Pizza. Fired Up Pizza, located at 206 East Main Avenue in downtown Chewelah, offers craft beverages and brick oven fired pizza, including a variety of sandwiches, salads, pasta, and homemade soups. Featuring weekly events such as bingo, karaoke, and live music. Fired Up Pizza also has space for your private event and offers both in-house and off-site catering services. Open daily at 11:30 a.m. for lunch and dinner. For more information, visit their Facebook page or contact Fired Up Pizza at 509-936-9121. Fired Up Pizza is a proud supporter of public radio in Stevens County.
Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock a full selection of tires, make glass repairs, offer towing, and have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. KCHW-FM thanks God-Fearing Brothers for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chewelah Flooring.
Chewelah Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chewelah Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Del Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at ChewelahFlooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at ChewelahFlooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
You're listening to
Northern Light Public Radio
on 102.7
KCHW. Chewelah.
All right now. Come on, boy.
Here we go.
Here we go.
We didn't do our intro music this morning. I forgot to put it in.
Good boy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good morning. Welcome to the KCHW Morning Show. It is Wednesday. What is it? July 17th? I almost said January 17th. Wow.
You wish.
I was like, where'd that noise come from? Sharon's playing on her phone.
I thought I was turning the sound off, and I turned the sound on.
I'm like, what is that craziness?
Sharon, stop playing with your phone. We're on the radio.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
Well, good morning, everybody. It is, as I mentioned a minute ago, the morning show, Wednesday morning roundup with myself, Chuck Ritchie, Sharon Ludwig, and Paula Randall here.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Yeah.
It has been, it's been hot.
Hot. I'm trying to do that quietly now.
You can pull your head away from
I
the microphone.
got a few complaints about the noise of that. So, but yeah, it's really been hot. There we go.
It is. I went up to the tower last night, and you think going up to the elevation, it would not be quite as hot. Not true, just as hot.
Wow.
Luckily, our little shack up there that I spent hours in yesterday was air conditioned.
Oh, good.
But a
Can I
big
go
shout
up
out
there?
and thank you to my friend Chris, who drove me up there and sat in her truck for like 4 hours waiting for me to get everything. It was probably about 2 or 3 hours, but still, it seemed like forever waiting for me to find out that our computer's dead up there. Bad motherboard.
No.
We have backups, but yeah. So if anybody
Those
has any
darn computers.
Yeah,
They just die right and left when you don't want them to.
They do. So hopefully, and that was a brand new computer. It was about 3 months old, and it's fried the motherboard. I don't know what happened up there. It's not the heat. There's air conditioning, but we don't need to diagnose that on the air. Speaking of heat, looking at the weather forecast here.
Oh, don't say it.
I know. I'm going to say it.
Oh.
I'm going to do it. 99 and 63 degrees for the low for the next 48 hours.
I have words, no pictures.
Oh, it's because I haven't gotten us over. Let me get us over. For those of you on Facebook, we are on video. Yay.
Yay.
Okay, I'm going to move this over here so we don't get the fisheye telescope view of Miss Paula there. There we go.
Okay.
Uh-oh. I almost dropped the camera. Okay. There we go. All right.
And this is what you get when you get live radio.
Exactly, right?
There we are.
Just warning people, I have not yet had my coffee.
Right. I've only had like 2 sips of mine.
Oh, my gosh.
But yeah, we had.
tragic.
For those of you listening, we were off the air a little bit before we started the show. Again, that's a symptom of setting everything to the backup computers and trying to take a few days to get the kinks worked out. We had to switch computers up there last minute notice, and it's one of those things. You go up there and you kind of do what you can while you're up there, and the rest of it we just go remotely and tweak it and adjust the settings, and hopefully not adjust the setting that loses our access remotely.
Right.
Because it's a pain to get up there.
Yeah.
So anyways, Saturday, moving on to Saturday, 104 degrees for our high.
Oh, my goodness.
With 64 for the low overnight. Sunny skies, of course. Sunday. Are you guys ready for this?
No.
107 degrees on Sunday.
You're kidding.
107 for the high.
Oh, my goodness.
That is nuts, but it's okay because Monday we cool back down to 104.
Oh, good. That's fabulous. Yeah.
But then after that, Tuesday, 96 degrees with 58 for the low. 91 on Wednesday, and it looks like
It's going to feel downright wintry.
I know, right? Get your jackets out.
Right?
Thursday, 90 and 54. Friday of next week, we'll see if this actually holds out. 89 degrees for the high.
That would be awesome.
Wow.
Still sunny, but then according to this forecast, you can't really tell. It's not really accurate that far out, but then things are starting to go back up again.
No.
So
did you? I got notification from the Spokane NOAA Center about the dry thunder. Did you see that?
No.
So dry thunderstorms with no rain, they're not going to drop, but there's enough pressure to have the lightning and thunder. So there's fire warnings as well going out.
Yeah, they had that on last night's news, too.
Yeah.
Mother Nature really wants a bad fire season, doesn't she?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
We were not in the red zone. Colville, Chewelah, Deer Park, we were not in the red zone, but the red zone was right west of us.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know if it was clouds. It may have just been clouds. You'd think I would have heard if it wasn't. Yesterday morning, I came out and it looked like black back behind courtside over there. Did you hear anything about any fires over there?
No.
I couldn't tell. It was really dark, and it was a streak going straight up. It looked like smoke to me, but maybe it was just maybe it's just a darker cloud. But there wasn't a whole lot of clouds in the sky.
Wow.
So.
Yeah, hope it wasn't smoke. That would be terrible.
Yeah, I don't know. It had me worried, but then went out a couple hours later and it was gone. So hopefully just a weird random dark cloud going through there.
Morning, Craig.
Morning, Craig.
Morning,
Craig
Gino.
online?
Yep.
Yeah, good morning. So Craig is going to be joining us on Fridays from now on. Well, this Friday. I'm not going to say Fridays from now on.
Nice.
But hopefully we can get him on Fridays and he'll be our new Friday morning guy. But right now, this Friday for sure, he's coming on.
Nice.
So I think he's testing the waters. He's seeing if
if he can get up that early,
right?
And then stay up late on a Friday night because he's got a gig.
He
oh
does,
my goodness!
And Thursday night he has gigs
yeah.
too. So that's a rough one for Craig. I understand.
He's another one that needs to be cloned.
Right?
Know, right?
Yeah.
So much going on.
Yeah.
Maybe
hey, Craig, Daniel has the wall. You're going to have to pry it out of his fingers.
The wall?
Mm-hmm. The painting, the wall that I did for the show.
Oh,
it's got Mosquito Bait, the name of the new band. And
very cool.
so Daniel's like, no, don't throw that away. Because I'm like, what do I do with this? So, yeah, it's going to go to the band.
So those of you that didn't see go back behind the theater and see the play over the weekend, it was hot, but it was much cooler in the shade.
Oh, yeah.
And
it was really nice.
Great show that was. The set was phenomenal.
Yeah.
It was absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
And the band with the timing and the volume and the music was just impeccable.
Yeah,
right?
It was great.
Added so much. Yeah.
It was a fun show.
Yeah.
It was really, really a fun show.
Everybody was amazing.
It was. Yeah, just the whole thing was just kind of magical. It was a lot of fun. What a happy accident.
Right?
Being too hot to do it in the theater in the park, and now hopefully there'll be more productions planned back there because it's really a great space.
Yeah.
I think so.
Well, I stood in the back and I kind of counted, and I think I counted 200. Melissa Curie counted, and she was in the middle in the audience, and she thought there was closer to 250.
Yeah.
But, about 200 people that fit back there, and I don't know about, I stood, so I had a great view.
Yeah.
But,
And
yeah.
And how many can you fit in the theater for a show like that?
Well, we normally fit, we say like around 100, and we can put in more than that. We can put in 150 seats and then more. But I think that our capacity is like 160, the fire code or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're able to actually get more seating.
More
there.
seating out there. Yeah.
And now that we know that stage moves, we have the potential of having an actual stage out there.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
What stage is that?
There's
not the main one in the
platforms.
theater. The platform, yeah.
It's a difficult thing to do, but it can be moved. And like they're setting up for Little Women, and they've got extra staging out in the. Yeah, that's going to be crazy because it's like the audience is going to be on both sides, and we're just going to pack them in.
Yeah, kind of
Nice.
like it was like that kind of for Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, I was going to say.
right?
Yeah.
Did you guys use that extra staging for Wizard of Oz and had the actors come right through the middle of the crowd?
And it
Yeah.
was brilliant.
Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah.
The stage setup for Wizard of Oz was again magic. That was such a great show.
Yeah.
It was
Wizard
such a
of
great
Oz.
show.
Oh my goodness.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Well,
and I love the part, my favorite part, sorry, and then I'll shut up. But the favorite part was when the moon went up, and my sister and I and Melissa had just run that bunting, the fabric.
Yeah.
And I completely forgot about the moon going up. So I have such a
saw
great
that.
support cast. I have such a great support group. Catherine and Bob and Debbie, without me knowing, had tested that with that bunting. But I
Yeah.
didn't know that. And so I saw that moon and that bunting, and I'm like, oh no, right? I was like, is it going to go up? And I think everybody in the audience, we were all thinking the same thing. It's going to get caught. It's going to get caught. And so when the moon finally went up and it was perfect on the pole, we all just clapped. It was so cool. Catherine said it's the only time she's received applause as a stage manager.
No, it was good. And the art show over the weekend, the children's art show went really well.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
It was hot, but there were a lot of, they say probably about 300 kids participated in that.
Good.
Wow. Isn't that something?
Big turnout for that. Yeah, we had
Good.
there were lots of even the gourds, painting the gourds that were the very last thing used up all the gourds. They were
Wow.
saying yesterday that a lot of times what happens is those last events, especially when it's hot, kind of gets a person here, a person there as things kind of peter out for the day. But they stayed pretty steady all the way through. So
Nice.
yeah. And we did our string fling. We actually managed to get by the end of it, we got 3 kids to actually sit on top of it, and it held their weight.
Oh,
It
neat.
sagged nearly to the ground, but it still held up the weight of 3 kids, just having string and ribbon and flagging
Wow.
tape and everything just kind of weaved across
Oh, very
across
cool.
some ropes. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, that was a good time. So did you guys have any feedback from the weekend?
No,
Anything
but
going on this weekend?
yesterday I had someone come into the center, and she had lived in Valley, Washington. That's 13 miles from here, not Spokane Valley. And now she lives in Deer Park, and she did not realize that the center was there.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
she
wow.
asked for a tour, and I took her on a tour and explained all kinds of things to her, and she just was amazed that we even had that. So all of you out there that don't know we're here, we're here. It's like some people don't even know we have a radio station.
There's a lot of people that don't know we have a radio station.
They're
Yeah.
missing out.
It's kind of surprising.
Yeah.
I love people's looks when they come in here and see the theater in here. That I like to call it Chewila's best kept secret.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Because nobody knows it's here.
Yeah.
And people walk in and see it for the first time, and they're like, "Wow, how did I not know this was here?"
We got little diamonds all over this community.
All
Yeah.
over.
And
Yeah.
I kind of like we're in a little unassuming building. It kind of looks like a barn.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you walk in and there's this. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, funny story.
Okay.
I've been here for a little over a year, right? And we went to Quartzsite Trail. We thought we went to Quartzsite Trail. And so we got there, and it was a dirt road. It was horribly maintained. It was hard to get to. It was awful. We get to the trailhead, and it's like enough for one person. It's overgrown. There's mosquitoes everywhere. I come back down, and I'm like, gosh, Quartzsite Trail, it was awful. And people are like, oh, no, it's a great trail. It's awesome. There's lots of parking. Well, so we were going up Flowery Trail and checking out that new construction there on the left. And, of course, there with a big sign is Quartzsite Trail. That's like a wonderful maintained trail. It's like 5 feet wide. People can walk. I don't know where we were last year, but it was not there.
Oh.
Everyone was like, oh, Quartzsite is such an easy hike. And I'm like, oh, it's terrible. We were battling brush. I think we were on like a goat trail. I don't know what we were.
A goat trail. Chewila's famous for our goat trail. Yeah. Maybe possibly a deer trail.
Yeah, that too. But goats are more fun.
Yeah, they are. They are. All right. So, do you guys have anything you wanna get going on? Do you want to move over to the bits and breaks and see what we got happening over there? All right. I'll go ahead and get us started here while we're doing it. So these are silly things we did as a kid, and there's a few submissions. The list is too long. What do we have? About an hour and a half till the show's over. I don't know if I could list all the dumb stuff I did as a kid. Well, this is silly. I guess there's a difference between silly and dumb.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Silly is lighthearted and fun, and dumb describes most of the stuff I did as a kid.
No.
Yeah.
Maybe things that weren't quite thought out as well.
Right? So this person said they stapled slices of bread to a tree for the birds and squirrels.
Right?
I would have never thought of that. That is such a good idea.
That's actually kind of cute.
No, it's bad.
Is it bad?
Bread is bad for birds.
Oh, bread
is it?
Oh, it is. That's
yeah,
right.
don't feed bread to birds or ducks
Oh.
or anything. You want to feed them frozen peas. You want to feed them
carrots,
things like that.
Oh.
Do not feed bread because it makes them sick.
Oh.
Really?
We do
Yeah.
peanuts for the squirrels. Peanuts
Right?
and we've got this little it's mounted to a tree and it has a screw that sticks up through it, and you take like the dried corn cobs and you screw the corn cobs on there.
Yeah, perfect.
What
I
it-
love it.
What about peanut butter in pine cones? We used to slither the pine cones with peanut butter and then tie them and hang them in a tree.
Yeah,
that's
just make
cool.
sure it doesn't have the xylitol in it. You want to make sure it's just peanut butter,
Oh, okay.
Xylitol helps you get your Z's.
right? Well, no, it's just
Something. No.
the
Okay.
sweetener that they put in it now.
Oh.
Why do
But
they need
yeah.
sweetener and
Yeah,
peanut
well,
butter?
this was, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't know what they had in it.
It would have
Back-
been peanut butter. Perfect.
Back in my day when
Right
peanut butter was
back.
peanut butter. Yeah.
I tried to do one of those. I think I was using, I saw something on Pinterest, right? The most dangerous place in the world to check things out, where you use a cookie cutter and then you make your shape and you freeze it, and then you use the peanut butter and nuts and stuff, and then you go hang it.
Oh.
But mine never held shape. It just kind of oozed. I don't think you're supposed to use creamy peanut butter. It did not work. It was kind of a mess.
I've seen those squirrel feeders that some of them look like little tiny picnic tables. Those are
Yes.
Oh,
adorable.
yeah, those
Yes.
are cute.
And there's one where it's like a little mini horse's head that you put just above the ground, and the squirrel gets in there and gets their head up in the horse's head, and they look like they're wearing a mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they have like the
Yeah.
bobbleheads too that they were doing.
Ah.
There's that guy. What's that guy? Oh my gosh. He makes famous squirrel videos. He makes obstacle courses for the squirrels. And in one of them, he had 2 of those bobbleheads, and there was food inside the bobblehead. And so the squirrels would go up with their hands up there, and then the heads would be moving. And it was hysterical. He makes videos on YouTube,
I think I found my new life calling.
right?
Yep. I'm quitting the radio business, and I'm gonna
Make
start making
obstacle
squirrel
courses
videos.
for
Yeah.
right?
This next person says, I used to destroy perfectly good Hot Wheels toys by smashing them with rocks to create my own Hot Wheels junkyard for parts.
Oh no.
That's
terrible.
I would take apart all my toys as a kid. I would reuse the parts to make other things and reassemble things, or sometimes my parents would get mad if something was broken. My parents would get mad at me because I would take it apart and they'd yell at me while it was apart.
Right.
And then I would fix it and put it back together, and
Then
they
they'd
would
feel
be,
bad.
They would somehow be mystified that I managed to figure out how to actually
Right.
fix something. I used to do it all the time.
Yeah. Well, my youngest brother, Richard, would take things apart, but he didn't put them back together. He He later learned to put things back together, but he took apart clocks, and he took apart my sister's bicycle because he was going to make a unicycle, and and he was like 8 or 9, and but he grew up to be a very productive, wonderful person.
Good.
Nice.
I remember once my Nintendo stopped working, and at that point I just didn't have a Nintendo, so I took it apart. I got in trouble for taking it apart.
You freaked out, probably.
But then I think I used a rubber band or something it was one of the bands, for one of the whatchamacallits that went out, and I just
whatchamacallit rubber band fix.
a pulley.
Yeah.
A pulley that went out, a gear, and I just used a rubber band around the house to fix it, I think, and put it back together, and it worked. And then
Nintendo?
A Nintendo, yeah.
And so, how old were you?
I was probably 7 or 8.
Oh
and
my!
I got it to work.
No wonder your parents were a little concerned.
Yeah,
right.
They didn't. They didn't trust me to take apart the Nintendo and fix it, but I did.
Yeah.
I fixed that thing.
They're like, just don't take apart the toaster.
And the last one here says, I hated a pair of shoes, so I got stuck in the mud and came home barefoot. My mom had to buy me new shoes. Okay.
Man, my mother would have murdered me.
Oh yeah, my mom would have sent me back for the shoes in the mud.
I was going to
say, cleaned them.
I grew up in El Paso, and so we used to go to White Sands for like day trips or something, and I lost my shoes somewhere in a dune in White Sands, and they all sat in the car and made me go back for my shoes. I'm telling you, getting stuck in the mud would not have been an excuse.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's 9,000 degrees out here. Go get your shoes.
I have Pay Creek runs through my backyard. There's one little area where it was like swampy and it kind of off to the creek, not actually in it. And it was just muck, the dogs would get in there and they'd come out muddy and smelly.
No.
And it was just a mosquito habitat. So I got a bunch of the river rock, it was just by the bank. I didn't put it in the creek, but lined it all. And I did a really thick, heavy coating of these rocks. And I thought, okay, great. I'm going to test this out now. Took one step in there and went up to my knees.
Oh my God!
In the muck, just like it was pudding.
Oh.
And and it was gross, but my shoe is still in there to this day. Yeah, that was probably about 5 or 6 years ago. And
Oh my!
I didn't bother going back for the shoe.
Yeah, I understand that one.
Yep. There was a nice brand new pair of Skechers too.
Mm-hmm. Oh wow!
Yeah, I had one of them.
So you take it apart? Yes.
Yeah,
only lost one. Yeah, I could take it apart and turn it into 2.
Or you could get a pair of crutches and just wear one shoe.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go.
So, do you guys have any silly things you did as a kid that you can think of that?
Oh my gosh.
Well, we spent the summers on my grandparents' farm in South Dakota. My mom was a teacher, a single mother, 4 kids in 6 years, and I think we all drove her crazy. So as soon as school got out, we'd go to South Dakota, and then just before school would start, we'd come back to Quincy. My cousins were there all summer too, and we would do plays. We'd make up plays, and we'd have them on the back porch, and we'd have commercials and all kinds of things, and then we'd charge my mom and my aunts and uncles and my grandparents to come and see us.
That is brilliant.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
That's awesome. I used to do family reunions and stuff. I do back rubs for quarters.
Oh.
If I'd only known, I was probably undervaluing my
very much so, right?
Yeah,
very much so. My sister, speaking of Hot Wheels, she used to collect them and carefully wrap them up in the tissue paper. And so she would have the Hot Wheel box with all these carefully wrapped up Hot Wheels. Well, as the obnoxious younger sister, of course, I would break into my sister's room and go get her Hot Wheels and play with them and then carefully wrap them up, or so I thought, and put them back like, she wasn't going to notice. Yeah. She always noticed.
She would wrap them up and like carefully so they didn't get damaged.
Yes, I mean these things were so nicely taken care of, no scratches, and she would like play with them and then carefully wrap them up again. And then I, of course, anything your big sisters have has got to be cool. So of course I would go play with them. I was not that careful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would, I have stories of her chasing me through the house because I accidentally scratched one of her favorite cars or something. I didn't do it. I didn't do it. And she's like, I know you did it. It was like and then our house had like a circle, you could run through the circle.
Yeah.
Because you have that one connecting door that kind of goes around everywhere.
Oh, yeah,
So
yeah.
we'd run through the circle in the house, and she chased me, and then I'm still alive though.
My car's usually just.
And are you friends now?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think my Legos
She just
were
doesn't let
pretty
me
much.
near her car.
It was like a basketball game, trying to get him in the bucket from across the room.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Wow. So tell us about driving in our city, Sharon. Do you have any tips? Do you have any driving tips for driving in I guess we can call it Chewelah.
Right.
Well,
all the traffic.
Pay attention to the signs. There are at least 6 signs in this town that says no passing on the right. And this is something that I get on a one of those band boxes, get up on a box. Soapbox, that's the word. Because when I was on the city council, we passed that ordinance.
Yeah.
There was a child killed in Spokane from somebody passing on the right, and the child was in the crosswalk.
Now, when you say passing on the right, do you mean like if somebody's making a left turn and you go around them to the right, or like actually passing?
Yes.
Okay.
Like right in front of Zips, I turn left. You're going north. I turn left to get onto Lincoln Street, and people pass me all the time there.
All the time.
Yeah.
There is a sign right there that says no passing on the right in city limits, or something like that. No passing on the right. There's one at the school district. There's signs all over that say no passing on the right. And yesterday I was going to the Independent, and I was turning, and I was waiting for a couple of cars. I had 3 people. Zoom, zoom, zoom. Most of the time it's safe.
I kept seeing. I've seen the signs, and I just assumed that meant like what kind of nut jobs are actually like driving along and getting impatient, passing people on the right. I never actually I didn't know that was considered passing. I just thought that was just. I guess it is. It's
well,
getting around somebody.
Maybe if you just went and turned, that wouldn't be passing. But when you keep on going, last week I was turning there at Lincoln. And that somebody else was turning. So we both turned at the same time, and somebody passed on the right for the person that was turning. I had to lay on my horn to keep from hitting these people.
Wow.
Because they came zipping around, and, so it's just a real dangerous thing. There's store owners that'll tell you they see it all the time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's
dangerous.
Worst state for drivers I've ever seen in my life, Texans.
Colorado.
Texans are the worst drivers on the planet.
Colorado.
I'm just saying it out loud right now. So there's a
Colorado.
thing. It's a culture. Would you call it a cultural thing? I don't know. Driving thing in Texas, where if there's people coming down on the road, like you're driving down the highway, someone will be waiting to make a right turn. They will turn before you pass. Like it seems like they're just gonna crash into the side of you, but they pull over in the shoulder, wait for you to pass, and then like they gain speed in the shoulder and then get in behind you.
Yeah.
But they'll pull out in front of you, and if you're not used to that, I almost swerved off the road multiple times because I'm going 65 down the highway.
Yeah.
And then someone just pulls out right as I'm coming down. There's no one behind me.
Yeah.
They don't need to do that. They can just wait.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So much so that they'll even do it the other way, where like if they're on the opposite side, like if they need to make a left turn and they don't have room to get in front of you, they will cut across in front of you to the shoulder and then get in the shoulder.
Yeah.
And I've almost killed myself multiple times from them trying to get out on the road and using the shoulder to. I don't understand. For the life of me, I don't.
And they do that. They do that if they don't want you behind them too. They'll pull over into the shoulder, and they'll just slow down. And it's legal to drive in the shoulder in most parts of Texas, especially on the farm to market roads. And then no, you can they'll wave you past. Just go ahead, and they'll just keep driving on the shoulder.
Well,
but
that's
Colorado,
one thing, but coming at you while you're going down the highway is terrifying. That's a dangerous, in my opinion.
Well, I agree. I agree. But Colorado, they're crazy in Colorado. They're just, I think the altitude has gotten to them. And they are insane. Like I've had, driving on those narrow Colorado mountain roads, I've had somebody pass me on a corner with on a mountain road with no side rail. You just go off the mountain. I've had them, one time one lady came up and turned right, and she was in the parking lane. Mm-hmm. And she literally squeezed her car underneath my van's mirror. I think there was maybe like a half an inch of space between the top of my mirror or the bottom of my mirror and the top of her car.
Oh my goodness.
Colorado, hands down, Colorado wins. I don't even know how to say that. I haven't had my coffee yet, so it's not coming up. But yeah, they are the most insane. Texas drivers want to get...
Because they're Coloradical, man.
Right? Texas drivers, in my opinion, they want to get to where they're going quickly, but there's nothing personal In California, they want to get to where they're going quickly, and they want to piss you off while they do it.
Was that California?
Yeah,
or
California.
California.
Right?
Because you were talking about Colorado, so you...
Yeah, no. Colorado's insane. Texas is fast, but nothing personal. They don't mean anything by you personally. They just have to go 0 to 90 at all times.
I got an argument with my father-in-law in Texas about that, and he's like, "No, it's courtesy." I'm like, "How is making me panic for my life and go off
they're
the
getting
side
out
of the
your
road
way, and they're not cutting you off, right?" But yeah, and then California, they will speed up 90, go in front of you, slam on their brakes. I mean, it's just crazy.
So Ken Owens has a comment. He says it's in their water, Coors.
right there off I-25. Yes, exactly.
Does that mean they're all drunk driving?
Yes, probably. The altitude, drunk driving, and all the pot.
But you know the opposite. The two places I've been with probably the most large populated cities with the most polite drivers. I think it's a tie between Portland, Oregon, and Atlanta, Georgia. Actually.
Oh, don't even get me started with Atlanta.
But Portland has got all those one-ways that you get lost and you think, I just have to go over there, but it's a one-way that way, and how do I get there?
But in Portland, if you need to get out, people will slow down to let you in. If you put on your turn signal to change lanes, people will slow down and let you change lanes. It just seems like it's sort of a cultural thing.
Right, all roads lead to Powell's.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, that's really the only reason to go to Portland.
It's the only reason to go to Portland.
I did. We went once to Powell's. Alton Brown, the chef, was doing a book signing.
Nice.
At Powell's. That was when I realized there were 2 Powell's in Portland, and we went to the wrong Powell's.
Yeah.
Because we'd only ever been to the one.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, you got to go to the big one downtown.
We don't want to leave everybody thinking that everybody drives terrible in Chihuahua.
Right.
Because there are some good drivers, and I'm
a very good driver.
Yeah. Often I see, like, people stopped waiting to cross the crosswalk, and people will stop. The cars stop and wait for them to cross, and I that's so polite. That's so nice, you know. If you're walking, or like sometimes I drive my riding lawnmower down to the back of building so I can mow the lawn, and people just stop and let me cross the highway. It's so nice.
That's nice.
I love it.
That's nice. So, do you want to keep going on some of these driving things? Or do you want to move on?
Let's move on.
Okay, let's move on. We've talked about driving.
Okay, well, you decide what we're going to. I just have to say, right, driving across the United States so many times. Nebraska, right, you get the wave. Now, it's a very specific wave. It's just the flick. You can't move your fingers at all. Flick, right? So when you're driving down...
That's almost like the princess wave.
Kind of, except the princess wave is wrist, elbow, elbow, wrist, 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 elbow, elbow, wrist, wrist, wrist. That's the parade princess float. Yeah, but so in driving, I discovered all these idiosyncrasies about the different states, right? In Kansas, they will lie in their car. They're so far, they're like lying down behind the steering wheel because Kansas is so boring. And then they do the finger wave from the steering wheel, right? It's this, it's something like this, right? And they're all you see is their nose and their heads above it's really interesting. You drive all the little tiny 2-lane highways going across the United States, and every place has their own little thing.
Yeah.
You know, you just have to find it. So yeah.
Do you ever do the wave? Like, especially if somebody stops to let you cross the street, you wave at them.
Oh yeah.
And they don't wave back.
Oh yeah.
Wave back, people.
Yeah,
What are you, monsters?
Well, see, they might not know. They might not know about the wave, right?
And they might not look at. They might not be looking at you.
They might be like, "Why is this guy waving at me? I don't know who he is."
I will stop in the street and be like, "Hey, thank you."
Right.
And they're getting annoyed at me because I'm not getting out of the way.
You're like, "Thank you for
waiting
stopping."
for the wave back.
No, they're not going to wave.
I'm waiting for acknowledgement that I thanked you.
They're like, we'll acknowledge by running over you because you haven't moved fast enough. No.
I know, right? All right, so there are some specific phrasing for resorts.
Oh, yes.
Do you want to tell us what some of this phrasing, I guess this would be the real meaning behind some of the phrasing?
Right. My favorite that I'm reading here, gentle breezes, hurricane season.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's pretty much Florida, right? Like if you're going to vacation in Florida, you're pretty much going to be there.
Texas right now, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Is that one still? That one's long past, isn't it? Was it Berta or?
Oh yeah.
The most recent one, yeah.
Yeah. We have friends that are down somewhere, and she said there were 1 million people without power.
Yeah, my niece lives
Wow.
down there in
Yeah.
Houston, and
Wow.
she sent video that they took, and they were without power, she said, for a while.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, she said her husband said he's going to die. She says, no, he's not.
Right?
Wow.
Because of no air conditioning.
Well, luckily, all the people
Yeah.
I know that live there live like smack dead center in the middle of nowhere. So
Right.
they don't really get affected by the hurricanes. They just get the heat, very
Yeah.
little rain, very little wind, very little anything but heat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, understood.
Yep.
Or
Yeah.
airy rooms means no air conditioning,
Mm-hmm.
right? Means somebody is on the next side blowing really hard. Spacious quarters means no furniture,
Mm.
That's
Plush-
open space.
right? Open space. Oh,
Yeah.
lots of open
Yeah,
space. That's
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Or plush accommodations, top and bottom sheets. Actually, this one I have experienced personally. Before Twilight, you could go to La Push and stay on the reservation, and there was a hotel, and I
Like
called
Twilight the movies.
yeah.
Okay.
So I called it the dive because the sheets you weren't quite sure that you wanted to like touch them, right? But you were right on the beach, so you wanted to be there. But yeah, you pack your own stuff, and off season it was like $35 a night. It was awesome.
Wow.
Yeah, so really really cool. So the plush accommodations, I definitely have experienced that one.
I remember being in the South. I think like traveling through, Georgia, some of those areas, Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Stopping in the middle of the night, finding some of these roadside motels and having everything is wet.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
humidity.
the
The
damp,
sheets
humid.
are wet.
Yeah, you
the
can't
walls
dry.
Are
Yeah,
wet,
it's awful.
and you go to take a shower and it just
You're
there's
just wet.
stuff dripping down the walls,
Ew,
and it's just
yeah.
these are like these little side,
Yeah.
off the
Right,
beaten path,
right.
kind of
Yeah.
grungy. Like, are we sure we should really be here?
No,
Yeah.
you
Motels?
shouldn't. Yeah,
No, probably
no.
not.
Like
Yeah.
the Clown Hotel in Nevada, don't stop there. Don't stop.
I think just the name, the Clown Motel.
Yeah, I'm running
Yeah,
every
no,
time
I
we
wouldn't
pass
do
it. Yeah, if there was some road
I would
that
pass
we would
on the
go
right
to.
to get past there.
Right. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, right. Yeah, I would totally pass. If somebody was
No.
I would.
majestic setting a long way from Starbucks. Old word charm, you share an outhouse with other guests.
It's secluded. Even Google Maps can't find it.
Right.
Well, have you ever had Google tell you, or the maps tell you that you are here and you are not there?
Right.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think half the people in Chihuahua understand that the Google Maps doesn't actually take you to your house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, it does take me to
So-
my house.
So here's my address. Google Maps does not
Yeah.
take you there.
Yeah.
It doesn't take me to my house. It doesn't take people to my house, and there's no earthly reason why
There's
it shouldn't.
no earthly reason why.
No,
Yeah.
because we are
Yeah.
inside the city. We are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Our addresses are very clearly marked, but it just takes you to the wrong house.
Oh my gosh, talk about a comedy of errors. The cast party for the show this past weekend. We all typed in the address. It took us all to the wrong address. We were all calling Rachel going, how do we get to your house? Because she's like, okay, don't follow the maps. And so it was so funny. By the time I got there, there was a little choo-choo train of cars where all of us had gotten lost because of the map. And we're all on the phone with her. She was at the top of her driveway waving, I'm here, I'm here.
All right, so we have about a few minutes. Were there more of those you wanted to go through?
No.
No.
All right, so don't scroll down
We're
anymore.
like, these are
Okay.
boring.
Yeah, they're kind of boring. Let's go ahead and before we get to the break, let's do some trivia. You guys,
Okay.
you guys want to do
Aren't
some
there-
trivia?
Sure.
When do we do birthdays? Are we missing birthdays?
You know what? Thank you. Let's do some local
I was
birthdays.
going to say.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go ahead and get those out of the way right now. Okay, what date? Today is the 17th.
17th.
I have all week. Last week one day on the announcements I did the wrong day and I had to go back and do those same ones again
Oh, my.
and
Yeah.
apologize for missing those. Yeah.
People at home were
But-
like, wait, what day is it?
Luckily the day I skipped didn't have anybody on there.
Oh, good.
Oh, good.
So we didn't miss anybody. But for today we have Amy Schazenbach with a birthday, and then Molly Ralstad and Andrew Smith have an anniversary.
Ooh,
So-
happy
Yeah.
birthday, happy
Happy
birthday and
birthday,
anniversary,
happy
everybody.
birthday, and happy anniversary.
Yeah.
And those ones actually yesterday when I was doing my announcements, I actually recorded them with the wrong date and had to go back and delete it
Re-record,
and
yeah.
re-record. I did it as I was getting the last edits in.
Good catch.
Oh, Ken. Goodbye, Ken. Ken's got a good.
Bye,
Ken's
Ken.
got a dentist appointment.
Good day at the dentist.
That's a. What if it was a dentist's office next to the Clown Motel?
I wouldn't go.
Is that just an area you'd avoid?
Avoid.
I
would be the song from Little Shop of Horrors and the Dentist with Steve Martin. That would be going through my head. I'd be like, nope, say
Right?
big nopes, having some big nopes over here.
I don't know.
Nope.
You know, I know there's a lot of fear of dentists. I must have always had good ones though, because I've never really been afraid of the dentist. I've always had really great dentists.
Next to a clown hotel? Come on.
Next to a clown hotel.
Come on.
Nothing is good next to a clown
Nothing is
hotel.
good next to a clown, and not especially not a dentist or an acupuncturist or right.
Well,
or
you gotta question the judgment of somebody who would
opening
set
a
up
business
who would
next
set up
to
a
the
business.
clown hotel.
Yeah, that's already a one that a lot of people fear next to the
Right?
clown motel.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
That's either somebody with bad judgment,
Sick sense of humor,
or a really great sense of humor.
Yeah. You see, notice Chuck said really great sense of humor, and I said sick sense of humor.
Well, one and the same. One and the same. All right. So let's get some trivia here.
All right.
So the first question here: humans consume 70% of this food in their own homes. The other 30% is consumed outside the home.
Probably by the garbage can. No, I'm.
Ew. Pizza.
I was thinking of 30% in your home not being consumed, that it was being thrown away. But you're talking about going to the restaurant, aren't you?
No. This one specific type of food, 70% is eaten inside the homes. 30% is eaten outside the home. And this one's actually surprising. I would have thought it would have been the other way around.
Lettuce, salad.
This is something I usually associate with a certain activity that you do outside the home.
Like a picnic?
No.
Look at his significant eyes. Do you see that eyebrow raise? Just activity outside.
Okay, I'm gonna try to see if I can narrow it down here. So it's a very specific type of food that is pretty much thought of with a very specific
birthday cake
activity. No, not a birthday cake.
Okay, specific activity.
It's not as special as a birthday, but it's something you might do, every month or two, depending on who you are. Something you bring the kids out to or not.
A party?
Not a party.
Okay.
My brain is not following you.
Inside a business. It's not pizza.
It's not pizza. It's an activity that you do.
Activity that you do. 70% home.
It generally comes in bags or buckets.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Not chicken.
Bag popcorn.
Popcorn. Yes.
Wow.
Popcorn.
Okay.
Yeah, 70% inside your own homes. I would have figured most of that would be consumed in theaters.
No, people pop their own.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, when I was a kid, we had popcorn every single night when we watched TV.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My kids pop a lot of popcorn. I usually try to steal handfuls of it, and they say, no, that's my popcorn.
Right?
Yeah.
But then I never think to pop my own.
Yeah, and we just had a pan that was the designated popcorn pan, and you'd have to shake it all the time you were cooking it on top of the stove. Yeah,
and you had the Yeah.
It was kind of a revelation the day that I realized you don't actually have to have like one of those air popper machines or use the microwave. You can actually just put popcorn in any pan with a lid on it and make yourself some popcorn.
Yeah.
So Daniel's allergic to corn, so we do not have popcorn, and so he every once in a while will pop sorghum.
Oh, is that good?
Well, he eats it.
That was a perfect answer.
Wow.
Love you, babe.
Okay.
So here's another 30% question. Experts on consumer spending say when we use one of these for shopping, we buy 30% more.
A shopping
Coupons.
cart.
Sharon got it.
Good job.
Specifically one of the big shopping carts.
Yes.
That's why I always go with the little shopping cart. Even if I have a big list, I'll still get the little shopping cart.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'll fill that sucker to the max.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't it interesting how you can fill the shopping cart and everything seems to fit, but the second they bag your groceries, they will not fit in the shopping cart. You're like, well, everything did fit in here before you messed with it. So, what's it
Well, because as you're shopping, you do the whole Tetris, you Tetris everything in there. And you rearrange it a little bit as you go. And
And so, like, you're thinking physics. Okay, I know that physically this all should fit back in my cart.
I've done it
But,
before where I've
yeah.
used the little cart, and then by the time you get done checking out, you have to go get one of the big
Big
carts.
Yeah, because it won't.
Just to get out to the car, and then that stuff still doesn't fit in the
Right.
big cart. It's like, how did
How did this
that
all
happen?
work?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
Yep. All right, last one here, or not last one, next one here. It's a game you play at summer camp, at family picnics, and from 1900 to 1920, this was actually an Olympic event.
Croquet?
Lawn darts.
No, lawn darts. When I was reading it, I was thinking it was going to be lawn darts, but it is not. It's not croquet as well.
That was good.
This is a team event with 2 teams.
Oh, badminton. No.
Nope.
Huh. Team event. Flag football.
Sometimes there might be a puddle of mud between the 2 teams.
Oh,
Rugby.
No, that.
Oh,
where you
tug of war.
Tug of war with the rope.
Tug of war.
Yeah.
From 1900 to 1920, it was an Olympic event.
My.
I'd watch that.
I think they should bring that back.
I agree.
Yeah.
Competitive
Right?
tug of war.
Oh. Put sharks in the middle in a tank.
With laser beams.
Right? Me. Oh
No,
my gosh,
I would-
did you
I
watch
would
that
watch
movie
that. I think
about
that'd
the
be
shark
great.
underneath Paris?
No.
Oh, you have to watch it. It's so cheesy, especially with the Olympics going on now. And so the Seine is, of course, polluted, and our Olympic swimmers are going to be swimming in it. But in this movie, the sharks come up, and they're in the river. And it's a special shark that can adapt to, not salt water.
Yeah.
And it propagates. Dun, dun, dun. And eats people.
I wonder if I believe that's Asylum Studios that does the Sharknado movies.
Oh, how funny. Is
They
that
do,
the same
like,
company?
Sharknado, Santa Jaws was a good family
Santa
holiday
Jaws?
movie. Santa Jaws, yeah.
Oh, I have to look that one up.
It's so bad, it's good. And I believe, if I'm correct, it's the same studio that also did the Z Nation TV series. In Spokane.
Wow.
Yeah. I love those movies. I don't know what it is. They're so bad. They're so dumb.
I haven't
but
watched them.
I absolutely love all of that whole.
Right.
They're bad on purpose. I mean, they're not supposed to be good movies, but
We have to go watch The Shark Underneath Paris. The Sharks Underneath Paris, and they propagate without the usual methods and time.
I just love a good shark movie.
Right?
The Meg movies again.
I love those.
They're
They're so good. Sharon's like, please.
I saw the last.
I'm not a movie person, so this is all shit over my head.
The last Meg movie we saw at the drive-in, and it
how
was
fun!
just a wonderful experience.
Oh, that would have been awesome to see at the drive-in.
It was fun.
Ooh, what are the drive-in movies? We need to include those in our thing.
Oh.
We could, especially if they wanted to be a sponsor of the radio station, then we could probably do a little section where
Right?
we talked about the movies that we're playing this weekend.
Oh, okay, guys.
That would actually be really nice.
They aren't. It's new owners now
It is
too.
new owners.
Yeah.
It is, which is really exciting, and they're going to keep it open as the drive-in theater.
Oh, how good!
That
Because
was-
there was some questions on that.
That was
Yeah.
one of my biggest fears. Was it was going to be another
Yeah.
one of these like a storage unit or something, you know?
Yeah.
And that's pretty good real estate that it's on, highway frontage right
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Someone could have done a million things with it. And I know I've talked to the gentleman that used to run it, and it's not a very profitable business.
Right.
But it's a labor of love.
Yeah.
And I think they make the theater in town, the actual sit down theater, kind of finances that drive-in theater.
Yeah.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so glad it's open
Ooh.
because it is the only drive-in theater, I believe, this side of the Cascades in the
Yeah,
Pacific Northwest.
yeah.
There's very, very few left.
Yeah.
And, I know a lot of people complain about, like, oh, the building's old and this and that, but that's part of the nostalgia.
That's part
I
of the
think.
nostalgia.
Yeah,
I remember going to the drive-in with my dad and watching the Godzilla movies. The Godzilla and the Mothra, right? Mothra, yeah. Right, when the little girls would come out and sing the Mothra movie to call the giant moth. Right?
Yeah.
Do you remember those?
And just
Godzilla? No? Okay.
just expect to
I'm
bring
not
wet
a movie
wipes for after you
person.
use the
I'm
bathroom.
sorry.
All right. So last, actually, there's still a couple more. So a study says that we truly master the art of what at 38.
At 38.
The options are driving, whistling, barbecuing, or Candy Crush.
Seriously?
That's what those are the options. This is an art we truly master by the age of 38.
Well,
Okay,
it's not driving.
Tell us again what they are.
Driving, whistling, barbecuing, or Candy Crush.
Okay,
Not
I
every-
think whistling's about 12. That's when you master that.
Right.
Yeah. And driving, you think you've mastered it at 16.
Yeah, you've never mastered
Everyone thinks they're the best driver. But
Everybody, yeah.
Yeah.
We all make mistakes.
Yeah.
Right.
And I've never played Candy Crush.
I've neither.
Yeah.
I kind of, I'm going to tell you right now, it's not Candy Crush.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, because that's kind of a.
Which leads driving,
whistling, or barbecuing?
Barbecue. So probably barbecuing.
Barbecuing?
Barbecuing is the answer.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yep. And that was apparently actually in a study.
Wow.
That they master it at 33.
That was actually a news headline.
We spend a lot of money on studies, don't we, in this United States?
Right? I was like, when do when did they start barbecuing? If you master it at 33, like, isn't that when you start? Is it 33 or 38?
38.
Oh, 38. Okay. So you start barbecuing sometime around 28, right?
I started barbecuing sometime around 10 or 11.
Yeah, but you were weird. You were a very unique child.
Well, we'd get home from we were Gen Xers, we're latchkey kids, and I'd go grab something out of the fridge or the freezer and fire up the barbecue. And I liked playing with fire though as a kid.
Oh,
so
yeah.
there's that. So, and we had one of those wood-fired grills, that had the crank that went up and down. So I'd always like to go start up a fire after school and cook something on it and hope the fire died down by the time Mom and Dad got home and saw that I'd started a fire.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
We also had propane too, which did work. So
it might be a guy thing. I don't remember coming home and playing with fire like that. Did you, Sharon?
No,
maybe.
I don't think so.
Well, I don't advocate it for you kids out there listening. It says if you're approaching the age of 40 and think life is nearly over, you're way off. Especially if you're a barbecue fan. According to this study, we truly master the art of barbecuing at the age of 38. At this point, we're able to successfully grill a burger without turning it into charcoal, cook a brat without it being pink in the middle, and grill a veggie kebab to perfection.
Alrighty then.
Nice.
Maybe I should have learned how to barbecue. I would have mastered it by this time.
Yeah,
you don't barbecue?
No. In fact, I got Daniel a barbecue because, he's like the cook in the house. And I thought, this will be great. This will widen our perspectives. And he never touched it.
Oh, wow.
Never touched it. But our friends are major barbecuers. They do a lot.
I don't know what. Well, it's probably a couple years ago when I got sick. I just kind of stopped.
Yeah.
And just a few weeks for 4th of July, I actually
started up again.
Busted out the barbecue. It took some cleanup. I had to strip it all down, and I back there in the backyard, completely stripping everything down and getting the weeds cleared out around it. And yeah, it was a full day. It was a full day just getting that thing ready,
right?
And hoping it still worked after 2 years of not being used. All right. Well, we are going to go ahead and head to our break. It is 8:15. Time to thank our sponsors.
Coffee.
And listen to some news and get Paula some coffee.
Coffee.
All right, everybody. We'll be right back after this. And you know what? Let's take another minute to talk about something because I forgot to. As I started the show, we didn't do the. Let's listen to Paula say coffee.
Okay, so what are we doing?
We're killing 30 seconds.
We're killing about 30 seconds while
I thought you had a specific something we were going to talk about for a minute.
We can talk about nothing talking about it for 30 seconds, right?
I forgot to load up the the news and all the stuff that we do here.
Oh yeah,
on local public radio.
Well, today, at July 17th, Camilla Parker Bowles is 70.
Bowles.
Bowles?
I think it's Bowles. Yeah.
Is it Bowles?
I think it's Bowles.
Is 77.
It sounds bad either way.
That's one of those when you pronounce it wrong. No, it's Bowles.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I worked in a restaurant with a guy. His name was Colin, spelled Colin.
There you go.
Colin. And everybody would say Colin, and he would say, no, it's Colin.
And you're like, why are you correcting people? Let it go.
I'm like, why would you not just go with Colin?
Yeah. Right? David Hasselhoff is
Hasselhoff
is 72.
That was a guy with a car. His car is more famous than he is. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And more talented.
Yep.
Ooh. Yeah.
Burn.
I said it.
Yep. Have we killed enough time yet?
Okay, this is really interesting. 1955, Disneyland opened in Anaheim, California. So there's a wonderful podcast called 1 Year, and they did a podcast about Disneyland opening.
Really?
And apparently it was like not well funded. They didn't think it was going to open. He didn't have enough money. Everybody thought he was insane.
Well, he was insane.
They're like, why
that's beside the
do you
point.
think people would come? Why do you think people would go to this park? It's just, why would you do this? And he was building mock-ups in his backyard, and they started the Disney the show, the television series.
Yeah.
And they did Davy Crockett. And so do you remember Davy Crockett,
Crockett.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
That is what funded Disneyland. The
Wow.
merchandising and everything from Davy Crockett went viral all across America. Obviously, we all remember it, right? And that is what funded Disneyland and got the money to open the doors.
Wow.
My mother made Davy Crockett outfits for my brothers. They
Yeah.
both
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a huge deal all across America. And continuing that series, I think they said it was like 4 episodes of that series, and then of course the cartoon that came out later.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was how Disneyland opened, was because of that show.
We have a collection of, for a while we collected those Viewmasters.
Yeah.
And I think we have a set of the Viewmasters from the original opening of Disneyland.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got some old black and white ones. We've got the first they did one when they were building the first hotels in Vegas. Getting ready for the grand opening of the Strip in Vegas, and we've got some of those.
Nice.
So I have a Disneyland story.
What's that?
So in 1959, our family went to Disneyland, and at that time you bought a book of tickets.
Yeah.
And they would tear out a ticket for each ride you went. And my mother took my 2 brothers and I on the submarine ride and told my sister, who was like 9 or 10, to sit on that bench and don't move, because she did not want to go on the submarine ride.
Yeah.
So we went on and we came out, and Shirley was gone. So we looked everywhere. The 3 of us kids ended up in the Red Cross first aid station, whatever, for most of the day. My sister got lost at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. At 8 o'clock at night, they found her.
Where was she?
She'd gone out to the car because she ran out of tickets in her book.
Wow.
She just went off and
Oh my gosh.
rode all the rides by herself. And Mom would come in and take us out for a ride and then take us back. And then, and then keep searching and stuff. And that's not real funny, but at that time, none of us could remember exactly what she had on.
Right?
yeah.
It's terrifying. Yeah.
Yeah, that is, because, did she have on her red shorts or did she have on the blue ones?
Yeah, that's one thing that's nice about our phones and stuff that we have nowadays and our digital cameras. And it's a good idea, and I've heard this
You take
before.
a picture, yeah.
Yeah, especially if you're going to a place like that, a big crowded place with a bunch
Yeah,
of people. Always
yeah.
take a picture of your kids
Yeah.
Yeah.
as you go in.
Yeah.
So you can
Isn't
have
that, I can just hear you guys right now. It's my sister. My sister's missing. And they're like, what is she wearing? You're like, it's my sister. Right? That's all the information you have. It's my sister, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can totally see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so when we, as a family, when I grew up, our David was like 5 or 6. I got one of those wrist things that hooked to me and had a spiral thing and that hooked to him. I wouldn't let him go anywhere. He was stuck to me because of my experience losing my sister.
Well, we have twins, and we'd go to like fairs and stuff, and you get looks from people. I don't care.
Right?
I didn't care, but we had these backpacks. There was one was a monkey, and the other one
Yes,
was
I've
something
seen
else.
those.
And they
Those are
had the
fabulous.
long tails
Yeah.
on the backpacks with the
harness.
straps. Yeah, with like leashes hooked to them.
Yeah.
And you get these people all the time, like, oh, blah blah blah. But you know what? The kids, the other alternative is to hold their hand. Well, the kids, their arms get tired, and you can actually injure their shoulders from having their arms up the whole time.
Yeah.
And your hands get sweaty, and it's really hard to eat that big smoked turkey leg with only one hand.
That was the priority. There we go.
So, and the little kids, they dart between the people in front of you, and it takes like 3 people away, and you can't see them anymore.
Oh, yeah.
in the crowd.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a matter of safety.
Yeah, absolutely.
I see absolutely nothing wrong with those, and they give your kids a little more freedom.
Yeah.
Right.
Give you a little more freedom.
Usually they like the
and a
little
little peace of
backpacks
mind.
too.
Yeah.
I think we went to the Disneyland. I had to been like 5 or 6, somewhere in there. And all I remember Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And I thought they were really shooting bullets. And so I crawled under the seat and I'm like, Mommy, get down. I was trying to pull her under the seat with me. And she's like, it's okay, Paula, it's okay. And I didn't believe her. So I was like, get down. I was traumatized by Pirates of the Caribbean, right? And it's a small world, going through a small world. And then
that would creep me out so bad. It's a Small World was the creepiest
all the little
ride
dolls.
at Disneyland. I love the Haunted Mansion. I thought it was fun.
I don't
and
remember the
hilarious.
Haunted Mansion. And then the teacups, right?
Yeah.
Remember the teacups?
I can't do the teacups.
Huh?
I can't do anything that spins around and around.
Oh, yeah.
Can't do it.
Oh, I love it.
Vertigo.
Right?
Yep. So how are we?
Yeah, we are good. We are good. Let's go ahead and take let's take our break now.
We rambled, didn't we?
We did. We rambled long enough.
We're so good.
We've been ready for about 5 minutes now, actually. So we're going to go ahead and take that break, thank our sponsors, and we'll be right back with some celebrity.
Coffee.
We did some celebrity birthdays.
We did. We did, too.
And then we're going to do some local events and everything.
Yep.
All right.
That's
Thank you
right.
for listening to KCHW. We'll be right back after this break.
It's 8:22.
Programming on KCHW is made possible in part by listeners like you and by
Country Chevrolet. Country Chevrolet, located at 880 South Main Street in Colville, is a full-service Chevrolet dealership, offering a wide range of new and pre-owned vehicles with at-home mobile test drive service available. In addition, Country Chevrolet also offers maintenance and service, vehicle rentals, and full auto detailing. More information is available at countrychevy.com or by calling 509-684-8400. KCHW would like to thank Country Chevrolet for supporting public radio in Stevens County.
And by Chihuahua Flooring.
Chihuahua Flooring at 214 East Clay in the 3rd Street Mall offers a wide variety of products including carpet, ceramic and porcelain tile, vinyl and laminate planks, and vinyl sheet flooring. Chihuahua Flooring carries products for both commercial businesses and residential homes, including brands like National Flooring, Dell Tile, Mannington, and Mohawk. They also offer blind repair. For more information, you can visit online at chihuahuaflooring.com, call 509-935-8021, or via email at chihuahuaflooring@gmail.com.
This is KCHW 102.7.
The Public News Service Daily Newscast, July the 17th, 2024. I'm Mike Clifford. U.S. authorities obtained intelligence from a human source in recent weeks on a plot by Iran to assassinate Donald Trump, a development that led to the Secret Service increasing security around the former president. Multiple people briefed on the matter said that for CNN. There is no indication the would-be assassin who attempted to kill the former president Saturday was connected to the plot, and a program in the Columbia River Gorge helps migrant farm workers' families during harvest season. More from Eric Tegenhoff.
The Resources Available for Migrant Access to Services, or RAMAS group, is led by the Oregon Child Development Coalition in Hood River and Wasco counties. It provides support during a 4-week period of peak harvest time, including food boxes to families. Leah Hall with Columbia Gorge Food Bank in the Dalles says migrant workers follow the harvest and often bring their families with them.
We provide culturally appropriate and shelf-stable food boxes to distribute to families when they arrive during this transitional time, and these direct distributions just allow for an efficient use of time and resources for families while also reducing some of the pressure on our public pantry partners throughout the region.
Harvest season in the Columbia River Gorge typically happens between June and October, with cherries in season during July.
And the nonprofit Este Poder has a goal of helping more young people in rural East Texas exercise their right to vote.
The organization holds voter registration drives in Cherokee, Gregg, Nacogdoches, Smith, and Wood counties and partners with other organizations to inform people about ballot issues locally and nationally. The organization's Areli Cruz says they recently created student chapters at Stephen F. Austin State University and the University of Texas in Tyler.
They promote civic engagement and do outreach into the community. We do conduct workshops in the classroom, attend community events, and we're often on social media explaining the importance of voting, how to register, and the steps involved in casting a ballot.
According to the Rural Democracy Initiative, people under the age of 35 are the most undecided voters and among the least contacted by both nonpartisan and political efforts. Cruz says while at events, volunteers also discuss issues that are important to students. Most say they are concerned about the environment, access to higher education, and safety at schools. In addition to in-person events, Esther Perea uses social media to distribute digital campaigns, interviews with students, and skits about the voting process to first-time voters. Cruz says once young people are registered to vote, they still need some guidance. I'm Frida Ross reporting.
This is Public News Service. Next to Massachusetts, where the state will receive close to $1 billion in federal funding to replace the Cape Cod bridges.
Lawmakers say it's the largest single bridge funding grant in U.S. history and the biggest federal grant ever awarded to the Commonwealth. Massachusetts Governor Maura Healey calls it game-changing for the state's economy.
It is a turning point, truly, in terms of sustained investments in an infrastructure whose benefits will be felt for generations, and it's a victory that we celebrate today.
The nearly 90-year-old Sagamore and Bourne bridges provide the only routes on and off the Cape and are considered functionally obsolete, despite carrying more than 30 million vehicles each year. Healey says plans are to focus first on replacing the Sagamore Bridge before turning to the Bourne. I'm Catherine Carley reporting.
And a court is expected to soon decide a Wyoming case between hunters and landowners that could affect public land access.
When a group from Missouri went hunting near Wyoming's Elk Mountain in 2021, they navigated a checkerboard of land ownership, using a ladder to cross a privately owned corner from one public parcel to another. The landowners, who live in North Carolina, sued the hunters for trespassing in a case now before the U.S. 10th Circuit Court of Appeals. University of Wyoming law professor Sam Kalin says there are two major issues in this case. One involves what's known as the Unlawful Enclosures Act, a federal law preventing private landowners from obstructing access to public land.
There's a good chance that the 10th Circuit's going to, maybe adopt some sort of unreasonable test, suggesting that landowners can't do things that result in sort of a nuisance or unreasonable interference with an access to public lands.
The other issue, Kalin says, is trespassing, which is a matter of state law. A Wyoming federal judge ruled the hunters weren't trespassing in a decision last year. More than 8 million acres of public lands in the West are corner-locked, according to recent data. I'm Kathleen Shannon.
Finally, from our Joe Yodori, a new study from Ball State University's Center for Business and Economic Research reveals the economic impact of child care and how it impacts women's workforce participation in Indiana.
Center Director Michael Hicks says the study examined economic factors influencing child care demand and the supply of child care workers. In 2022, the median wage for women in Indiana was slightly over $21 per hour. Hicks says that's not enough and highlights the financial strain on families.
If you're a woman entering the labor force, you have two kids, and your husband or your spouse is working at $57,000 a year, you have to earn almost $24 an hour before you're taking home the equivalent of minimum wage.
This is Mike Clifford for Public News Service, member and listener supported. Hear us on radio stations big and small, your favorite podcast platform, and find our trust indicators at publicnewsservice.org.
Yeah.
When we hear that music, I become 13 again. You know how 13-year-olds love horses.
That was the point of it. Maybe I had a lot of fun making it.
Yeah.
So maybe that's what the deal was. Oh, I didn't have my mic all the way up. Paula, I didn't have your mic up at all. But
That's
there we
okay.
go. Luckily, you didn't say anything yet.
I know,
so
right?
There's that. So, yeah, welcome back to the KCHW Morning Show. We took our break there. We're back. We got some local events coming up and Paula's got her coffee. She's much happier now. I don't even know if she's going to do the rest of the show. She's just going to sit over there and
make coffee high.
Sip on her coffee.
Coffee. The joys of coffee.
So Carrie said right before the break that we were talking about the leashes on the kids, and she agrees. And you know what? Yeah, it's for the safety of your kids. Don't worry about what people think. I think the only people that have a problem with that are people that have never had kids. They've never had kids, especially not multiple young ones at the same time.
Right?
Yeah.
Or have never had a child like get away from them in a crowded area.
Right.
That's terrifying.
Yeah, it's absolutely
And they could
horrifying.
be gone in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
And
she also had the great idea to make sure that when you go on vacation with your family that you're all wearing the same shirt.
Mm-hmm.
Same
Have
color.
that, so that you know what they're wearing. And that panic of, they're missing. You don't have to go, what were they wearing?
You know, the other benefit to all wearing the same shirt when you go out on that is it really, really, really annoys your teenagers. Yeah, and you get all the side eyes,
Right.
and you ruin their life, and all the things a good parent should do for their
Right, yeah.
teenagers. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're ruining my life.
And how many, when you think back to it, have had your life ruined because of what you wore when you were 13?
Nobody.
Never.
Nobody.
Yeah,
Well,
doesn't
I guess that really kind of depends. I mean, I'm sure there are probably some extreme
Horrific
circumstances.
stories,
Yeah, I had a teenager, and one day she complained because I let the third grader wear whatever she wanted to school as long as it was clean. I didn't care, and she didn't match colors or match prints or anything. And the teenager told me, "You're gonna ruin her life." She grew up and she's a wonderful person, and I did not ruin her life.
I'm a full-grown adult, and I rarely wear socks that match. And you know what? It doesn't matter.
No,
Nobody notices. Nobody cares. I don't care.
Yeah.
I generally try to match the type of sock, because I'll buy like a dozen of this pair and then a dozen of this pair, and then I try to match those together. But even that doesn't always happen.
Yeah.
I have to say, for most of my young adulthood, I had a sock bin. And all the socks would go into the sock bin. And when you wanted a sock, you just reached into the sock bin. It was also a way, when my mother came to visit, to keep her occupied and out of everything else, because she would sit there with my sock bin and match all the socks.
And organize it.
Right?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Right? And then she would be distracted by that and wouldn't see everything else. And I was happy. She was happy. Right?
I loved it when my mother came to visit when I was younger, because she would do things like clean the oven. I never cleaned the oven.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Because she would say she'd do things that she knew what to do because she didn't know.
You can clean those?
Yeah.
I know that's where I'm at. Right. Wow.
I don't know. I use my oven so rarely anyway that I don't ever think to clean it. It's just too hot.
Yeah. And nowadays, most ovens, you can push a button and they clean themselves.
Self-clean, yeah.
Right.
But I don't even use that.
Well, nowadays we have air fryers, and we have
yeah.
I can't find. They don't make them anymore. But we have
air fryers.
No, we have a microwave that underneath it has a drawer that opens up, and it's a little oven, and that's actually part of the microwave.
Wow!
It was marketed as a pizza oven, but you can cook anything in there. It's only about 4 inches tall, but anything you can fit. Those glass casserole dishes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You can take the pan out that goes in there, and those glass casserole dishes fit in there perfectly.
Nice.
And it never gets too hot. It browns things nicely, but it doesn't ever burn anything. So it's really kind of nice.
Wow. I've never seen or heard of that.
And we had a scare a few months ago that the microwave was taking too long to heat anything up, and we started panicking. We're like, oh my goodness, how are we we're never gonna find another one of these microwaves. But yeah, it ended up. Did
you take it apart, Chuck?
I did. Well, there's a little disc in there that in microwaves, it's like this little, I don't know what it's for, but it's like this little removable sort of insert disc thing up in the corner, and they get dirty. And if you clean those off, even if you clean the rest of your microwave, if that little disc is dirty, it like sort of absorbs all the heat away from everything. So there you go. There you go.
Kind of intimidated by the microwave thing. I'm creeped out. So microwaves are one of my secret fears, right?
Really?
I've always like my microwave is gonna break and it's gonna just like it's gonna like cook everybody within a 50-mile radius because it's gonna go haywire or somebody's gonna use. And this is not logical. There's no scientific backing for this.
No, but it sounds like a good sci-fi movie.
Right. Well, I think they did. One of the things, like if a jet activates its a specific sonar, it will activate microwaves and they'll cook everybody and
Wow.
So hearing you with a tray that is cooking outside of the microwave that's underneath actually is kind of secretly freaking me out.
But it doesn't. It just has a regular burner under there. It doesn't use the microwave.
I'm just saying. Yeah. Freaking me out. There's a freak out happening quietly over here because I'm like, oh no, Jack and his family are secretly irradiating themselves. Ah! It just demonstrates that I don't fully. Have not fully absorbed the science of how a microwave works.
Have you heard the story of how the microwave was invented?
Somebody probably died.
It was an accident. Yeah.
They irradiated themselves.
No, the person was fine, but it was. Was it on a? Have you heard the story? Was it on? I think it was on a military base or something. They were. It was in a room with equipment that was emitting microwaves. And a guy had a candy bar in his pocket.
And it melted and he died.
And it melted the candy bar and the guy was fine. But he thought,
you
wow.
really know that, Chuck. You know that to this day.
What a great idea. Well, he probably got cancer or something later, but that's beside the point.
Oh, no.
But yeah, so he sort of helped refine the idea of the microwaves.
Well, and the first ones, you used to have signs at restaurants that said microwave in use.
Yeah.
So, like, my mom had a pacemaker, and so she couldn't go into where there were those first microwaves because of her pacemaker.
Yeah.
Wow. I remember the one we had as a kid. It took 2 people to pick the thing up and move it.
Yeah, they were big.
Yeah.
They were big.
And it had like the dial, like with the little, like the old clocks, where it had the second hand and the minute hand and yeah, it was a beast, and we had that thing for years. My parents would not get rid of it because it still works. Why get a new one?
Gosh.
Yeah.
No, we actually don't have a microwave at this moment. Not because of my paranoid fears, but our kitchen is so small for counter space. There's really no place to put it, so we just don't have one. But it's so interesting. When I graduated from college with my computer degree, the microwave that was in the first consulting company I worked for, we used to get an old AM radio, and you could put it in front of the microwave, and it would be like shh, and then I'm like, it's leaking, right?
Oh my.
Reminds me of the Everybody Loves Ray, where every time they'd use the microwave, the men would cover themselves.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like that's going to help.
Well, you're that little bit of inch of skin of your hand or something.
Yeah. I'm not going to go there with the jokes. So let's get it. We got about 20 minutes left of the show. We're running a little late. Let's go ahead and get in some activities and local events and see what's going on.
Well, we just come off of a real busy weekend, and I hope everybody had experiences that they were able to see the Stage Time show, the Shakespeare show, but it doesn't stop.
No,
we still have things going on in Chewelah.
The show must go on.
Yeah, exactly. So today, of course, we have soft pickleball up at the golf course from 9 to 11:30. And this evening, we have, at Fired Up Pizza, we have bingo. But in the meantime, I bet we have some things at the library.
There is tech help at the Library. That's a great name. Can we just name it to the
Library? Right? It's cool. Go to the Library to chill out.
We can trademark that. I will expect my royalty checks monthly from now on for the Library.
Right.
Yeah, then go ahead and take us to Thursday.
Okay, Thursday, line dancing at the Chewelah Center from 2:30 to 4:30. Also, before that line dancing, what is?
The food bank is open from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah.
Which is a really great service that they provide.
And along with that, that produce pantry, I don't know if it is filled over by in the parking lot north of the church that's across from the city hall, right next to...
Oh, is it like a...
It's like a bookcase type thing, and it's called a produce pantry, and people can go there and put extra produce from their garden, and then people can take. I drove by this morning. I saw baskets in there, so I'm assuming that it's ready. So hopefully that as you get too much for your garden, hopefully it's not too hot in there.
Right.
You know, and that people will take things right away. So,
Right.
yeah. Also on Thursday, Craig Meyer karaoke, 8:30 to 11 p.m. at the Oasis.
Oh, we're gonna back up a little bit
Okay.
too. From 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the this is the Valley Fire Department building in Springdale. It's in Valley. Obviously, it's the Valley Fire Department. It's in Valley. Sorry about that. Senior citizens from Chewelah Valley and Springdale are invited to join. This happens on the first and third Thursday of each month for a senior citizen potluck and games.
Fun.
And what time is that again?
10 a.m. to 3 p.m. And that's the first and third Thursday of every month.
Here's something shocking. What do they consider seniors? Like, what's the age they're looking for?
That's a good question because some places you go, it's 50. Some places
say,
it's 60. I don't know.
I am guessing
I
that
could be
they
a
would be
senior.
okay if you consider yourself a senior. That you would probably be welcome.
Yeah. Well, I thought it
this
was
is-
kind of fun when I finally became what I thought was a senior, and I got discounts at different restaurants and things.
Well, I think to get it, I think you have to be like an actual certain age
Yeah,
to get
yeah.
the discounts. But I think senior clubs, and if you're from a senior club and you're listening on Facebook, comment right now and let me
us
know if I'm wrong.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I would imagine, especially for something like this where it's fun and games and a potluck.
Yeah.
They would probably welcome the people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yep.
The
I guess
people.
if you consider yourself a senior in your head, then
Never. Okay.
Okay.
So then also Thursday starts the American Legion baseball districts tournaments for all three, the A, the AA, and the AAA baseball. And I do know that the AAA's tournament is in Medical Lake, and they're playing the Pullman Patriots first. And then depending on how you make it through the districts, they'll go to state.
Okay.
So, and the AAA is doing very well.
Very cool.
I follow it because I have a grandson playing in it.
Well, I would imagine a lot of those are some of the same
players,
like our high school kids that play here. And
Some of them, like on our Chewelah AAA, there is actually a student from Northport that comes down because they don't have a summer league, and he comes down and plays. We've got some Colville people that play. One of the Spokane North teams has a Colville student because they don't have a team up there in Colville. So they go to other places where they do have teams.
There's some good baseball around here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we have the barber complex that was built with mostly all volunteer labor a long time ago. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. A lady named Louise Barber left money for youth in Chewelah, and they took that money and built that barber complex, which is the baseball fields to the east of the high school.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. By the hospital. Okay. Anything else on Thursday?
Our good friend Craig McQuain is doing Craig Meyer karaoke at the Oasis from 8:30 to 11:30.
Yep. And
that one.
Yeah, I mentioned that, but then you
interrupted. You're like,
and
wait,
I am so sorry.
That's okay because I had them out of order.
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you need to interrupt me because I don't always get everything. On Friday, July 19th, we have the Chamber of Commerce out at the casino for anybody who wants to come, 7 to 8. Mostly businesses and nonprofits, but we do have individuals we have several members who are individuals who come that want to know what's happening and want to be able to help what's happening in this community. Adult pickleball up at the golf course from 9 to 11:30, and the farmers market.
That's right.
Oh, I have to vote for the farmers market. We have to see where we're at.
Okay, you check that out while we keep on going.
You have to what?
Remember, we're voting for the best farmers market in the state of Washington.
Yes.
Yeah.
Also, at the Chewelah Library from 11 to noon is the Chewelah Library Leave No Trace. I believe this is it's trying to open right now. It's not opening. We'll do the play-by-play as the computer struggles to open this up. No, so this is Leave No Trace with the National Park Service. They're teaching you to leave no trace principles to respect and protect our parks, and kids can earn a junior ranger badge.
Oh.
I wonder if adults could go get the junior ranger badge as well.
I don't know.
If I went through the thing.
I don't know. But when we were raising our family, you could get those junior ranger badges when you went to different national parks, and they gave you a paper, and they could find things and
they had scavenger hunts.
Yeah.
I know my kids always love those. And
you can still do those. You can do them online. You can go and you can still earn your badge. So you, not all the parks do it, but most of them do. So you can get your junior ranger little packet, and then you work on it and find the information, and then you send it to the park, the completed, and they'll send you back the badge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so it's really cool.
And sometimes it's even like an embroidered patch, like an iron-on patch, or sometimes it's a
and you have
plastic
to
badge
pay
with a pin.
$10 or $15 or something. But it's a great way as a homeschooler to teach geography. It's a great way to teach information about our national parks. It's a great way to teach information about biomes, the different biomes that our wonderful country has. There's a lot of useful information about just to use for teaching for homeschooling. So
and
when we were traveling full time, that was one of the things we loved doing with the kids. We would, anytime we could stay at a national park, we would, and we would always do the activities and stuff. And they're a lot of fun.
Yeah. And if there's anything that could be good that came out of COVID, a lot of this kind of stuff that you can do online, whether it's Zooming or whatever, we had the technology before. We just ordinary people didn't use it.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys. Sorry.
I think Paula has news for us.
I do. This is really exciting. Okay, everybody keep voting. This is really cool.
Okay.
We have moved up to number 3 in the state of Washington.
Whoa.
Number 1 is the Auburn Farmers Market. Number 2 is the Maple Valley Farmers Market.
Oh, yeah, that'd
And number
be good.
3 is Chewelah Farmers Market.
Nice.
Wow.
Yes, so that is by state. So
how many votes separate 2 and 3?
Not very many, 30. Less than 30.
Wow.
We have 59 votes, and Maple Valley has 81 votes. So
Well, and think about how big area Maple Valley covers, and we have that many. Whoa.
Yes.
We are really special.
Again, we issued you the challenge last week. Apparently, you are rising to it. But we have
now.
how long does that voting go for?
It doesn't say. America's Farmers Market. Search for your market here. So I put in our zip code. It's not giving me a date that we have to stop, but eventually we'll stop.
Yeah.
And give the website that you can go to, and we'll post this on our Facebook later again.
It's markets, that's plural, .farmland, one word, .org. And then there's a slash that we go to. Here's Chewelah Farmers Market. And I click on it. Oops.
Oh, it's even got a map you brought up.
Yeah, you can go up too.
Whoa, cool.
I'll tell you what, we will post that on our Facebook later, the link to go vote, and then we'll share that with the Chewelah News and Information page and all the local groups.
Right.
Yeah.
And you share that as well. Everybody out there listening, if you see it, share it yourself, and let's
go up another notch.
Right?
let's go to number 2. I mean, I think number 2 would be acceptable. We got a long way to go to get to number 1. It seems like that
the main one has 370 votes. So we actually have to get busy and start voting.
They've been working on it. But we had that many people just at a single event over the weekend. So maybe we can corner a bunch of people that are at an event and not let them leave the room till they vote.
Right? It says so in the Pacific Northwest, because remember it was rating them by Pacific Northwest versus state.
Right.
Our market has received 154 votes.
Wow.
So that's pretty good. And then I don't know why they're differentiating the other one.
Huh.
So very cool. So yes, definitely go vote. Let me get that link up again. So it's markets, that's plural, markets.farmland, one word, .org /rankings. And then you type in your state, and you put in the zip code for Chewelah, and you can vote at the bottom of where it says Chewelah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
So yeah.
And I've said before, I say it all the time, I'm a sucker for a good market, and
we have such a good market. It is so nice.
We have a good one, and it was really cool. Again, when we had the Creative District convening, we had people from all around the state here.
They were awed. They're like, wow, your people really come out. Your community is here.
Yeah, everybody was just in love with our little market.
Yep. All right, let's keep on going. Saturday, July 20th, up at the Rusty Putter from 5:30 to 7:30 is the Rockabilly Space Force.
That's right, and I am actually really excited about this. We are going to have those gentlemen here on the morning show tomorrow morning.
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
We're gonna have them. We're gonna have them on the show.
And are you
they're
going to see their faces? Because in the flyer, they've got their faces covered.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see. They're going to be joining us by Zoom. You'll be able to
They do
tune
have
in
their
on
faces covered.
Facebook. They're actually a lot of fun. I was checking
That's what
them
you
out.
were saying.
They have a lot of fun with their music, and they do a podcast.
Well,
you have to check that out.
And earlier in the day on Saturday at 12 p.m., there's a bike show at the Mistaqua Casino, and that is a motorcycle bike show.
That's
right. It's
Although
gonna
if
be
you
fun.
want to ride your little bike and have clothespins and just cards hooked to the
Right?
spokes, you can do it.
I do think it's that kind of bike show.
Well, it doesn't
It
say.
could be
It
if
just
enough of us
says
show
bike
up.
show. Yeah.
Maybe I'll pedal my bike on down there. Get beat up.
It
Don't
says-
hit Chuck.
Yep, and they say they've got a handle on cool bikes, food, music, and fun. And you can register for free at mistaqua.com/bike
Hyphen.
show.
There you go.
The name of that escaped me for a minute. Thank you, Paula.
That's why you need your coffee. Coffee.
I
I keep
also have-
hoping that John, is it John from 395?
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep hoping that he's going to show up on Wednesday morning with a glorious, big, tall cup of coffee.
Ooh, that'd be great.
It's my hope. I'm just putting it out there.
That'd be
All
great.
right.
Right?
I would love to have John on the show.
Wouldn't that be
I'm
fun?
going to keep on going.
I know.
Because
I also-
otherwise we're going to run out
I
of
also
time.
see on the calendar here the Fun in the Sun vendor fair. But that
Oh.
was also the weekend before. I don't know if that's...
It's twice, and it's going on twice in July.
Is it?
Oh,
So
is
it's
it?
Yeah, it's the 27th, I think.
It
No,
says
20th?
it says here on this calendar it's the 20th.
20th, yeah. And then she's doing it again on August 3rd.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
So she's doing
I
two weekends
missed
in a
it.
row? Ooh, Shannon, you go.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
she's working it. She's
That's
getting
cool.
vendors. She's always finding new people, and then the bouncy castles go up, and the food vendors are out. So it's a lot of fun.
All right.
We've got our very own Dr. Jazz that joined us here in the studio. I
Yay!
don't know if we're going to get him on the air or not.
Oh, he's walking over. He's walking over.
Oh, you know what? We don't have another. We're short on microphone.
Yeah.
But you can come over here and say hi.
I was
if you
gonna
want.
say.
There you go. Hello, Chihuahua.
Yay!
I've been gone for a couple of weeks, so I thought I'd catch up on all the juicy gossip around town. So I figured the radio station's a good place to go.
Always.
Ludwig is here.
She's got
Sharon,
all the deets.
Sharon knows all.
Not necessarily.
If it can be known.
We'll roll
Sharon knows
into
it.
Sunday, July 21st, and the only thing I have is Fired Up Pizza. They have the All Ages Blues Jam at 4 p.m.
That's right. That's what I have
And
too.
okay, and then Monday, July 22nd, is Adult Pickleball, 9 to 11:30 at the golf course. And I don't have anything until then. Next Wednesday, Fired Up
There's
Pizza.
also a potluck at the Chihuahua Senior Center.
Okay, on what day?
On Monday. That would be
On Monday.
the 22nd.
July
Yep.
22nd.
And that's in Chihuahua. That's
Okay.
that's the Chihuahua potluck at the Senior Center.
And do they have that regularly?
I believe so. Let me see if there's any more information about it here.
And the 3-on-3 tournament, that's August 3rd, right?
No.
When
it's
is the
not.
3-on-3 tournament?
Okay, once he tells me this.
Okay.
When
The
is
senior
that?
potluck. Okay.
Okay, yeah, the senior center potluck in Chihuahua is the last Monday of every month from 11 a.m. to 1
okay.
p.m.
Okay.
And it looks like Sharon, I think, has information about it, but the Quartzsite 3-on-3 tournament is the 27th.
Yeah.
Oh, the
So
27th.
not
okay.
this weekend, but next weekend.
Next
Yeah.
weekend. Okay. I have to say, I love living across from Triangle Park with the basketball because the kids are out there, and they're out there late. I mean, they're out there until the lights turn off, and then even sometimes after when the lights are turned off.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
practicing and working on their throws and making the baskets, and it's cool.
Yep. On the 27th, since
Hopefully it
we're talking
cools
about
down.
that, is the 3-on-3 basketball tournament, and it is.
Oh, we're losing you a little bit in the mic there, Sharon.
Okay, sorry. I was pulling up my flyer. The registration online, and there's a registration fee of $80. Now, it does not tell me if that's for your team. I'm assuming that's a 3-on-3 registration for the team. I don't know.
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
Any of the organizers, let us know. Send us a message to
Yeah.
the radio station,
'Cause I
let
would-
Chuck know, or message right now
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
we can get the information out there about the 3-on-3.
Well, maybe
Yeah.
we can get Dakota, the gentleman organizing it. Maybe we can get him on the radio.
Oh,
next
that
week.
would
That
be
would be
cool.
really
That
good.
would be
Very cool.
neat.
That'd be really
We
good.
should do that.
Okay,
Yeah.
do
Yeah,
that, Chuck.
since I'm going to be.
It's not like his grandparents and I believe it's Craig, his uncle.
Something he's related to them. Yeah.
He's a McQuain.
Yeah.
Nice.
We have all the other McQuains on the radio here. We might as well get him on.
Well, see if you can get him next Wednesday, because I'm going to be out of town on vacation.
Oh, that's right.
So
I think if we get him on, then we'd have 3 generations of McQuains on the
That
radio.
would be cool.
That'd be fun.
yeah.
That'd be a lot of fun.
Yep. And also that same day, July 27th, the Colville Valley Animal Sanctuary Vaccination Clinic.
That's right.
That's something that you need to be there, they tell me. And some people line up an hour or so before because, they only have so much.
Yeah, and it's so much more affordable.
Yes.
To go to the clinic and get your vet vaccinated. And it's so important to have your vet vaccinated.
It is.
Sorry, not your vet vaccinated.
Yeah, get your vet vaccinated.
Your pet vaccinated, right?
Right.
Your vet vaccinated?
Yeah. Okay.
What's in this coffee, Chuck?
And
don't ask. You have to ask. You don't want to know.
Yep.
Oh, man, John, save me.
Coming up in August, the 3rd, is the Chihuahua Summerfest.
That's right.
And that is a 2-day event, even though half of it is on Saturday, which is in the Chihuahua Park with music, beer garden, water slides, games, a duck regatta. But the other half is on Sunday up at the golf course, the Huckleberry Fest. Huck Fest, they're calling
I believe
it.
that's at 49, isn't it?
Yeah,
49.
yeah.
49,
Thank
not
you
the
for
golf course.
correcting
No
my
problem. No
brain.
problem.
Yes, it's at 49. Thank you so much.
And remember
I'm
that-
reading it right here. It says 49 degrees north, and I
Right.
said the golf course. Goodness sakes. Don't go to the golf course for it.
And the Duck Regatta is a fundraiser, right?
It is. The Duck Regatta, I don't have the paperwork in front. Do you have it in front of you with the...
Well, it says it's benefiting and supporting the Chihuahua School District.
Oh, that's the Summerfest in general. Those are sales from beer garden, T-shirts, that kind of money.
Yeah, but the
that
Duck
goes towards
Regatta was for raising money for...
Yes, the Duck Regatta is
yeah.
a separate fundraiser
Oh.
that is for... I cannot remember the name of the foundation off the top of my head.
Right.
But it's through the Lions Club. It's homes for families with children that are cancer patients.
Right.
Oh.
A lot of those kids have immune disorders, have immune deficiencies from going through the treatment. They need special housing that is sterile.
Right.
Oh, wow.
A clean, sterile environment, and they provide housing in Spokane right next to the hospital. They have special cleaning processes, procedures. They go in every day. They scrub the houses down, make them, sterile and clean, a safe environment for the kids. And
Wow, what a service.
Yeah, really important.
It's a very cool thing.
So
Yeah.
not only do you get to help people, but I'm rubber duckies, guys. Come on, going down. Was it Chihuahua Creek? I mean, how much cool can that be?
It's a rubber ducky race in the creek.
It's so cool. Can we decorate our rubber duckies? I want to
I
paint
don't think
mine.
so, because what you're
But
doing
like a little
is you're
hat.
buying a number, and we will be there with somebody from the Lions Club
Okay.
at the market on Friday.
Okay.
We'll be selling those at the KCH. The Lions Club is joining us at
Oh,
our
good.
KCHW booth at the Friday market to sell those rubber duckies. We are also selling 50/50 raffle tickets that will also be drawn during August 3rd. This is a fundraiser for KCHW, and also a chance maybe to get a little bit of money in your pocket. This 50/50 raffle, the winner gets 50% of ticket sales.
Wow.
So we can sell up
with
to
a guaranteed minimum, right?
minimum of $100. We can sell up to $5,000 worth of tickets, which means the winner could potentially get up to $2,500 in prizes.
Yeah.
But to get up there, you have to buy tickets. We have to sell all those tickets.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay, so come down, buy a ticket, and sponsor a duck.
Yes.
Yep.
Both
and-
worthy causes.
Yeah,
Right?
and on that Sunday part of the festival up at the
49
degrees North Mountain Resort, they will have live bands and food and music and more. And so I'm understanding that it's different music and different foods. So you can go one day for one type of music and foods, and the next day up at the ski hill for another type. So it's a really nice 2-day event.
And what I really like, a shuttle would be provided.
Yeah.
To go to the golf course, city park, and the car show at Mystiqua.
Yeah.
So that shuttle is going to be awesome.
And I
on that
assume
weekend.
that's just the shuttle is just available for the Saturday part of the
Looks like it.
festival.
Correct,
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah.
There's also the Chihuahua Cougars Ice Cream Fun Run is happening that Saturday, too, as part of the Summerfest.
Are they trying to run with ice cream?
Yeah.
Really? It's going to be
Yeah.
like 107 or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, sticky mess.
Well, I think, and if I let me see if they have the information on the poster here. If there is a poster,
Is the race to see
Yes.
if you still have ice cream left at the end of the race?
well, I know in the past it has been ice cream, but unless I'm mistaken, I believe this year they're going to do popsicles because the ice cream was a little bit of a logistical
okay.
issue of trying to get the ice cream scooped, get it so people can get their ice cream and run and everything. And popsicles are a lot easier to pass out, I believe.
Yeah, and they should melt just as
and
sticky.
slightly less messy, but not much.
I was going to say.
And then there's just a couple other activities that I just want to point out coming up in August. Friday, August 9th, the Valley Fair is coming up.
Yeah.
And that's always a great, they even have a parade for those of you who miss the parade in Chihuahua.
Very cool.
Yeah. And also the farmers market is having their zucchini regatta, which you make your zucchini boats and float them down the creek.
How much more are we going to put in the creek? That is awesome. Do I get to decorate my zucchini boat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
No,
they
you
have
go
a
there-
Nice.
You go there. They have carving tools. There's a station. There's stations set up. Kids can go. They have different materials. Kids get really creative. They do pontoons or different sails, all kinds of stuff.
I was going to say you can like use your potato peeler and make a nice thin sail, you know.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
I
have
wonder-
ideas already.
I wonder if they. I think they would let you bring your own tools from home to work on them. Maybe maybe start getting your plan together now.
Right? I'm
Yeah.
thinking
Well,
about my boat.
And even though the gardens are slower this year because of the late cold weather, we've got zucchini ready to eat in ours.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so if you have any extra, you can bring them here.
You can bring 'em.
Because I did not plant any this year.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
plant
told
anything.
Daniel I think we need to water more. I have to ask Sharon after the show because our corn is not high enough. It's only about, it's not like little.
Yeah, my mother used to say it has to be knee high by the 4th of July, and mine did not get knee high by the 4th
at
of
all.
July.
Oh.
So I'm like, I don't know if we need to up water. When is Little Women?
Little Women is that same weekend, the August 3rd, but it starts on the Thursday of that week, and the shows will be Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah, and Little Women is going to be amazing. Sharon and Gail and Janet have all been at the theater making these most beautiful costumes. I mean, they really are spectacular. The set looks really, really cool. Melissa was working on it yesterday, and they've got it all lined up. It's going to be an amazing show.
Absolutely.
Two of the actresses that were in my show are going to be in Little Women, and they have primary roles, and so that's super exciting. Ella Volts and Cora Grooms, and so you should go, definitely.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
Absolutely.
Very cool.
And then the next, the last one that I have on this is the Red Line Finishing Show and Shine car. He does every year he does the
car show, yeah.
The car show.
Mm-hmm.
And at first he started it out at Red Line years ago. And then when they had the body shop down where they now have the Dollar Tree, Dollar General, anyway, the dollar store.
There's two now. It's very
It's very confusing. He'd have him there, and now he's going to have it in the Chihuahua Park because it's outgrown, and he provides a barbecue, free barbecue for his customers, and you don't even have to be a customer to come and get a free barbecue.
Well,
nice.
I need to talk to him because we have I'm going to call it KCHW's new truck. It's technically mine, but I'm using it for the radio station, but it needs a little bit of work. It needs some mechanical work and a roof. The roof.
A roof?
The
roof
paint,
might be important.
It needs a paint job on the roof. It has a roof, but yeah, the paint's kind of coming off the roof. But it's a great little truck.
Maybe you need to get that skin stuff. Have you seen the skins that you can put on your vehicles?
Oh yeah, like
and
a
you
wrap.
go and you can order it, and then you just you just like suction it onto the car.
Don't you have to have somebody do that knows what they're doing?
Well,
a lot of times you have to have
Chuck,
somebody
you've already
know what
said, right? You've already said you take things apart and put them back together, so you probably could figure it
I
out.
don't know if I could figure out that stuff looks pretty complicated.
Right? Well, you're saying the roof, so maybe just do the roof, right?
There you go. There you go. I once did. It was for a company I worked for. We did the spray-in bed liner. We did a whole truck with the spray-in bed liner. It was a maintenance truck for a university, and we had gotten it out of a government auction, and it needed a paint job really badly. And instead, we just said, you know what? It's going to be a beat-up work truck that's going to be going through the brush and stuff. So let's just
use a spray stuff.
Spray on bed line the whole thing.
How'd it go?
It turned out great, actually.
Nice.
It was kind of neat. Yeah, I think it was indestructible. And very quiet.
Ah.
Very quiet, yeah.
Well, and I don't know about Redline. He doesn't have a place on telling you whether to register or if you can just bring your cars or what. He just says the Show and Shine Car Show. So hopefully we find out some more information about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, let's find out more before it happens. But in the meantime, we got to get out of here because we are past our time.
Again? We just do that, don't we? We just love to talk.
There's so much going on. I know, right?
2 hours goes by so fast.
Yep.
Anyway, so we'd like to thank you all for listening to KCHW 102.7. This has been the morning show. Don't forget, you can stay tuned tonight. We have Music for the Mountain from 6 to 8 p.m. Dirt Road Blues with our very own Dirt Road Doug McQuain live in the studio from 8 to 10. From 10 p.m. to 1 a.m., we have Planetary Radio, Sea Change Radio, Echo Shock, Total, and Earth Date.
Nice.
So stay tuned. Make sure you... Again, I like to warn everyone, be safe out there. It is hot.
Be cool out there.
What is it out there?
Hot.
It is hot. That's right.
Back it up.
Stay hydrated. If you stay indoors as much as possible, if you go outside, make sure you have your sunscreen on. Protect yourself.
Yeah.
Wear long, loose-fitting clothing if you have it.
Yep. Or just don't go outside until it cools off.
And please check on your family and loved ones and friends out there, especially if they don't have air conditioning, because this is pretty dangerous heat that we're involved in.
Right. Put a bowl out for the birds.
Yep.
From the bees, a little shallow. The bottom of the pots. What are those called, Sharon? You put them under the pots.
Yeah.
Or it's just a shallow plate, and you put water inside the center of the plate, and that way the bees and other pollinators like butterflies, things like that, can go in and they can drink water. So really, really important to...
I've seen like a bowl of marbles. You can put a bowl of marbles in there with water.
So they can access it without drowning.
They sit on the marbles and they can drink the beer. I said beer.
Okay, we don't want drunken sex. We just want hydrated sex.
You'd want to change that often so you don't have the mosquitoes breeding.
Yep.
Yeah. Definitely. But do put water out. Take care, everybody. Thank you, Chihuila. Have a great day.
It is hot. Have a great day. Thank you so much. This has been Casey. This has been the morning show on KCHW 102.7 or something or another like that. Have a great day, everybody.
It's 9